Short exercise 21-14, operating leverage. So in this problem, what we're trying to do is estimate the operating income if sales increase by 15%. So going back to our slides from the previous lecture, remember we had a company with high fixed costs, and we found out that their sales dropped from 12,500 to 10,000, which turned out to be a 20% drop. So then we calculated, since they had a 20% drop, what type of change would there be in the operating income? So the way we calculated that is we took the 20% right here, percentage change in sales, and then we multiply it by the company's degree of operating leverage, 2.5, and that gives us the percentage change in operating income. So we predicted that percentage change for this company would be a 50% change in operating income, and that's exactly what happened. Operating income was 4,000, and then after the sales dropped, the operating income was 2,000, which is a 50% change in operating income. It dropped 2,000 out of 4,000, which is 50%. So in this problem, we're trying to figure out if this company's sales increase by 15%, how will that affect their operating income? And so the first thing we need to do that is calculate the degree of operating leverage. And our formula from our slides, remember, it's contribution margin divided by operating income. So contribution margin divided by operating income. So we have to calculate both of these. Operating income is more intuitive, so let's do that one first. So operating income, here's the solution, is simply net sales revenue, and you subtract our two types of costs, variable costs and fixed costs. Gives us our operating income. To calculate net sales revenue, we have to find out how many tickets they expect to sell. Well, this company expects to sell 7,000 tickets. And then how much are they charging per ticket? $60 per ticket. So 7,000 tickets times $60 a ticket gives us $420,000 of net sales revenue. Then we subtract our variable costs, which are the same 7,000 tickets times their variable cost per ticket, which is 24. And that gives us $168,000 of variable costs. Then we subtract fixed costs, which are $226,800. So we take our sales revenue, subtract variable costs and fixed costs, gives us our operating income of $25,200. So we can plug that in here, $25,200. Now we have to calculate our contribution margin. Remember our contribution margin, in case you forgot, let's look at our cheat sheet. Contribution is sales revenue minus variable costs. So sales revenue minus variable costs. So 420,000, 420,000, and then we subtract, it looks like it was 168,000. Gives us 252,000. Now another way to calculate this contribution margin is using the contribution margin per unit formula. You can take the sales revenue per unit, which is 60, subtract the variable cost per unit of 24, which gives you $36 of contribution margin per ticket times the 7,000 tickets, which gives you the same 252,000. So you can calculate the contribution margin either way. So 252,000 divided by 25,200 gives us an degree of operating leverage of 10. Now this is important when you guys do the problem with the random numbers. If you get an operating leverage with decimals, round to 4 decimal places. All right. Now we calculated our degree of operating leverage. So going back to our slides, we calculated this degree of operating leverage. So if we multiply the percentage change in sales times our degree of operating leverage, we get the percentage change in operating income. So again, percentage change in sales times the degree of operating leverage. So our percentage change in sales is 15% times 10 gives us our percentage change in operating income. So here's the calculation: our percentage change in sales times our operating leverage, and then we multiply by our operating income, which gives us our increase in operating income. So we get the operating income from up here, 25,200, times the 15% change in sales, which we get from right here, times our operating leverage, which we already calculated here, 10, which we got right here. So 10 times 15% times our operating income gives us an increase in operating income of 37,800. So this means if our sales increase by 15%, then our operating income increases by 37,800. But the question they're asking is, what's the new operating income? Not just the increase, but what's the new operating income? So to get the new estimated operating income right here, 63,000, you take the increase and you add it to the original operating income. So here's our original operating income, 25,200 plus 37,800, which we got from here, gives us a new estimated operating income of $63,000. So you can tell the CEO of this company that if sales increase by 15%, then operating income will increase by 37,800, and the new amount of operating income will be 63,000.